Greetings all, this is Hairy Nick.
And this is a less hairy Justin. But
it is indeed.
It's growing.
It is growing indeed. We're getting a lot of comments, people saying, hey, Justin's the hairier one now. And I just want to remind everyone that this is also hair. This is also hair.
Yeah.
I mean, it all balances out. Between us, we're a Wookiee, basically.
Ripping people's arms off.
What are we talking?
Doing your thing.
X-Wing, right, that
X-Wing.
whole thing.
Because of actually articles to get released.
Articles, things happening, news. Oh my god, this is amazing. That's it. So we have a confirmation date on Wave 7. Are we up to now? This is going to be released on the 25th of September. And today we also got an article for the G-Class. So we now know a lot more what's going on with this ship. We probably know everything. On the original article, it said there were 14 upgrades. We know about like 11 of them. The other ones might be like the other illicits that weren't included or something like that. Because illicits,
the other thing we haven't been given is the actual stats on the sensor buoys. Sensor buoys.
The sensor boys. The
sensor boys.
The sensor boys.
That's a thing.
That's what we're calling them from now on, man. That's what they are. We'll get to those later on. But first of all, look, we haven't actually gone through the stats on the ship since January, so let's do it again. This is the generic card, the First Order Courier. 2 attack, 2 defense, 5 hull, 2 shield. Focus, red target lock, red coordinate, and jam. And our dial looks a bit like this. It's basically a Y-wing dial because you've got white 2 hards and red 3 hards and no hards. So I just always think Y-wing when I see that. And it also has a full stop.
That's not a bad way of putting it.
Absolutely. For a shuttle, that is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this. It is the first medium shuttle?
I suppose so, yeah. Someone will correct us in the comments. But nonetheless, it's a support ship. It's got coordinate jam. It's got crew slots, all that kind of stuff. And as we've discovered in this article, it also has illicits.
Yeah, for at least one of the pilots.
For at least one. We think probably one, maybe like less on the other pilots. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But with all that in mind, yes, we have all the stats for the pilots. So let's go through that and discuss these. And we'll go in the order that they appear in the article because they get more and more hype. We're not going in initiative order, we're going in hype order. First of all, Gideon Husk, Initiative 4. While you are a friendly small ship at range 0 to 2, I don't know why it says you because you are friendly to yourself at range 0. Anyway, performs a primary attack against a damaged defender. If the attacker rolled 2 off your attack dice, it may gain 1 strain token to roll 1 additional attack die. So it's obviously good for the G-Class itself. Not so much for TIE SFs, but very handy with TIE FOs, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be your TIE FO swarm ship. I mean, also, at the same time, the TIE SF does only have a 2 primary and a 2 arc.
The gunner gives it the extra shot. I mean...
Yeah, but I mean, if you're flying ships without the gunner...
I guess what I'm interested here is this with TIE FOs with Fanatical, because Fanatical gives you the ability to modify focus results, and this gives you extra dice. So you're basically these go hand in hand, those kind of upgrades. Rerolls or extra dice plus focus conversion is a very deadly combination.
I still reckon, though, a TIE SF, though, with Fanatical as well, you won't be able to fit as many, but
you wouldn't have gunners, you'd run generics, that kind of stuff. Could be interesting. Just curious to see what kind of shell this could fit in. But yeah, it's obviously good if you can balance it out right. Okay, getting slightly more hype, we're going to Commander Molaris now, Initiative 5. While a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 performs a primary attack, if it has 1 or more blank results, that ship must gain 1 strain token to reroll 1 blank result if able.
Now, this is very much part of the FO... win at all costs sort of ship.
Which I like. I'm just thinking if able. So if that ship spent a target lock and re-rolled blanks, it could...
also if you...
Yeah, I'm just thinking, can you stop yourself from using this clause? If you have a blank result, could you re-roll it with a target lock into another blank and then disallow this from happening? Or is it just saying if you re-roll a hit from a blank, but why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
It's a must clause on a modification, but you get to choose what order you modify things in, or don't you? I don't actually know the answer to that.
This pack has brought out a couple of things where we're going to need a couple of FAQs.
The rules lawyers in all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Look, regardless of that, it's obviously quite powerful. It's the FO again. Now, similar kind of thing. Again, it works quite well for Fanatical because it allows you to get rerolls. And basically, if you are able to convert focus results, rerolls are almost like guaranteed hits. It's like a blank into a blank, where I know we've all seen it. It happens, but mathematically, it's very unlikely, and you're not going to replicate that over many matches in a tournament.
Yeah.
So
but with this,
good.
I reckon this one, I feel is more likely you're going to have the lower initiative silences or something like that with this one, especially because it's got the coordinate action on an initiative 5 ship. That's huge.
That's true. Even alongside Kylo, it might actually be okay. Because Kylo has force tokens. So again, reroll focus conversions rather. Yeah, seems really decent. It is worth pointing out, initiative 5, yay, but on this platform, it's cool, but it's not like having an initiative 5 ace or like a mid-range ship. This is very much support.
It's kind of like Fen Rao on the Sheathopede being at initiative 6. You're like, that's good, but
it's upside.
It's still a Sheathopede.
That's right. So from that point of view, I don't think that makes him heaps better than Gideon Hask. However, I do feel like the ability does edge out Gideon just a bit as well.
And the final one, this is interesting. Agent Terex, setup. After placing forces, choose any number of your equipped illicit upgrades and equip them to friendly TIE FO or TIE SF fighters. Each ship can be assigned only one illicit this way, and end of game, return all illicit upgrades to their original ships.
That's right.
So this is quite interesting insofar as you're putting the illicits onto the other ships. But if Agent Terex survives until end of game, the illicits still go back to him. So he's going to be quite the points hoarder.
So if they get destroyed, you're still factoring in those points. So it's almost like they're having free upgrades on them.
Yeah.
By the flip side, if Terex gets destroyed and they don't, you still lose the points for those. So it's good and bad. We know Terex comes with 3 illicit upgrades. We don't know whether the others have any. I would imagine maybe the other ones have 1. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that Husk will have one. He's a very sort of hardliner from the Empire. If you ever played Battlefront 2, he was one of the main characters in that. Molaris, I've just had a bit of a read up on. She was taking illicit things during her time in...
Because we sort of see that represented in her crew card, which we're going to see in a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess 1 on the rest. Even Gideon, I know it's a little bit of a flavour loss there, but at the same time, I think it's mechanically makes sense just to have 1 on each, if indeed there'll be any at all. Otherwise, it'll be none. That's what I'm guessing anyway.
I'm personally thinking it's going to be none on the other ones and only 3 on Terex.
Sure. Fair enough. In any case, yes, he can take 3. This has sparked a lot of conversation. I mean, obviously, yes, you can do the cool things on Agent Terex, like contraband cybernetics is awesome with these red actions. Yes, obviously good. Think about doing that. The one that has sparked a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but sort of rules lawyerish confusion is the combination of inertial dampeners on quick draw. And that is because of the language on these 2 cards. Now, these 2 cards have always existed since Wave 2, back when the First Order was reintroduced into the game. But taking them together have never existed before. So quick draw says, when she loses a shield. And inertial dampeners, and indeed some other cards say when you spend a shield. Now, when I first looked at this, I thought, well, you lose a shield, you spend a shield. It's still losing a shield if you're spending it. But there is a distinction in the rules between losing and spending. I'll actually show the paragraph on screen so you guys can see what I mean. And it's sort of ambiguous, but sort of not. It's an intricacy of the English language, and I think because we don't have a clear distinction to fall back on, I'm just going to guess, because the rules distinguish us between them, then so should we. That's what I think. Also,
as of right now, I'm agreeing with you. It doesn't work. As of right now, until an FAQ comes out and they say either it does or it doesn't, I'm going to be saying, yeah, spend as opposed to lose is...
I don't even think an FAQ. I just think like a little red sentence on the end of spend. Spending a shield counts as losing a shield. That's all it has to say. And then quick draw works with this kind of stuff. I don't think they're going to errata quick draw. I really don't like the habit of errataing physical printed cards in the game.
No.
But we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't allow it just from a bouncing point of view. We know in the past that quick draw, being able to enact her own ability, can be a bit scary. But I don't think this is too bad. This doesn't feel like a too egregious abuse of her power. In the comment section, what do you think? Is it too powerful? What do you think the rules is going to be on this one?
As a quick draw player, I'd love it if it does, but I can't justify it right now.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
The other thing that people have been discussing is the combination on TN3465. By the way, I know my mouse is on the screen. I can't help it. Sorry. With Dead Man's Switch. So TN3465 is an FO pilot, Initiative 2. While another friendly ship performs an attack, if you are at range 0 to 1 of the defender, you may suffer 1 critical damage to change one of the attacker's results to a critical result. Another friendly ship, so it cannot be TN3465, which makes sense. I can see how they balanced it out. But basically, if you're using this and it's TN3465's last piece of health and it's got set Dead Man's Switch, then you are guaranteeing a point of damage on the opponent's ship. Now, I know... Again, because we have a new faction getting Dead Man's Switch, there's going to be new players excited about this card. I don't want to rain on your parade, all you new players. Just be wary with this card. It's not as good as you think it is. I'll just warn you all of that.
Yeah. See, at the same time, I kind of want like TN3465, Phasma, and Terex all together. I think that could be kind of...
Oh, yeah. Like
a little bit of fun.
It's good. I will say one thing about Dead Man's Switch. It makes a lot more sense on the FO than Scum.
Yeah.
Not so much from a flavor point of view. Like, flavor-wise, it makes perfect sense on Scum, but from a gameplay point of view, it works so well on the FO. Also...
They love just sort of flying straight in and not caring.
Indeed.
They are fanatical.
That's right. And I was about to say, with fanatical, you have... a clear game strategy, not just on TN3465, on generic FO pilots. I think this is something worth considering. I don't think it's going to be really, really good, but I really want to see a Terex swarm with FOs with Fanatical and Dead Man's Switch.
Yeah, that could be a bit of fun.
I don't know if it's going to take major tournaments, but I'd like to see people try it anyway. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, Terex is a very, very interesting design. Much hype, many wow. Okie dokes, let's move over to these upgrade cards. Indeed, let's have a look at Commander Molaris.
So we have Commander Molaris as a crew. It starts with setup, equip this side face up. While a friendly non-limited ship at range 0 to 1 performs a primary attack, that ship may reroll 1 blank result. If it does and the attack does not hit, you must flip this card. While you perform an attack, if the defender is in your bullseye arc, you must convert all focus results to hit results and gain 1 stress token. Then, if you have 2 or more stress tokens, suffer 1 damage.
Yeah, I wanted to have a look at both of these sides together because they are they're mechanically linked. Its passive offensive mods, I've always spoken about how great that is. May reroll a blank result. If it does and does not hit, you must flip this card. It just works. Like, there's no has to be in this arc or that arc or anything like that. You just get to reroll a dice. You get to choose whether or not you take the chance. Does that make sense? So on the front side, you get to choose. And then if it misses, you flip it. And if you flip it, it's not a downside.
Well, I mean, there is downside insofar as you can take damage if you get too many stress tokens.
Okay, it activates once. You just don't clear stress. That's just how it is. That's just where you're at. So this can go on the G. It can go on the Upsilon. It's not good on the Upsilon. Don't bother with that. Is there any other crew card on the First Order? Nope. So it's for the G, in other words. It's for swarms, like a lot of the things on this. So you can't fly it with Kylo. Unfortunately, it would be quite good with Kylo, but at the same time, yeah, I get it. I just want to briefly sort of comment on the art as well. I love that she's like rolling in with her crew on one side, like all chill, and she's like, yeah, on the other one. Like, it's just the levels of hype just change so immensely.
Yeah, it's sort of a cool, calm, and collected, and then just die. Why don't you die?
Yeah, get some. Let's take a look at these new tech upgrades.
Yeah, we've got the old sensor buoy.
Yeah, the old sensor buoys. So this is the sensor buoy suite. It's First Order only, so medium or large base. So this, the Oopsie Daisy Lon, and that's it. That's it, yeah. Before place forces, place 2 sensor buoys remotes beyond range 2 of any edge. Cool. So basically where you could put asteroids. And it can be close to asteroids as well. And before you engage, you may acquire a lock on a ship range 0 to 1 of a friendly sensor buoy, ignoring range restrictions. This is so good. Like, it's such good design.
Yeah, this is very much going to force everyone to be like, okay, I'm going to fly the other side, or, I mean, if I do fly towards this, I'm getting a target lock.
It's map control. It's strategy. I love it. I love the design of this. Now, I've spoken about remotes, how like, it takes a bit of setup and that kind of thing. Like, no. At the start of the game, you place your sensor buoys at a place where you I know you're laughing because we keep saying boys. Just people in the comments, I know it's buoy. I know. Okay, don't point it out.
It's going to be great. I think this is going to be very intense. And also the fact that you can put it on the old oops.
Indeed. And when it goes off, it's powerful. It's not like, I have all this set up and then when it works, it's kind of like a fun little gimmick. Like, no, you just get a free target lock. It's good.
Yeah.
The thing's good.
I think this is going to be great on the oops just simply because it's got so much more tech as well.
And more firepower. Like, it's got 4 dice, so getting to reroll dice is relevant. We also have automated targeting priority. So this is a tech initiative 3 or lower, but it's not First Order specific. So this could also go on resistance ships or the quad jumper. While you perform an attack, you must choose a defender at the closest valid attack range. That means you have to choose something within the closest range, if that makes any sense. So
unless you do have missiles, because then you can choose
that's true.
to use your missiles. So.
But what I'm saying is if there's multiple things in range 1, you don't have to choose the one that's closer. It's within the same range. That's how I interpret that anyway. After you perform an attack that missed, you place a calculate on this card. Before you engage, you may remove a calculate from this card and gain the matching token. So...
It's sort of wait a turn to get a calculate.
Well, if you miss, there's upside, which is good. Like, it's insurance. I love that. It is obviously powerful. But anything we've learned from First Edition Biggs Darklighter, we know that changing the priority of your targets, forcing you to shoot things you don't want to shoot, is a huge cost in this game. It can be game-losing in a bad situation. I know generating free calculate tokens is fantastic. And yes, it is fantastic. Even though it's just one result, it is still fantastic. Generating free upside on your attacks is always a good thing. But if this forces you to shoot something that is a high priority, or rather you don't get to shoot that high priority target, and it forces you to spread out your shots, this can be game losing.
Yeah.
This is a card you've got to be careful with. But I love this design. It's so cool. Like the idea, like you're literally flying on autopilot. Yeah. Like I don't know what the obvious choice is. I mean, what do you think, Justin? Like what? Yeah.
Like it could be really good on some TIE SFs with some missiles. I think that's a good choice because then you do actually have
you can limit yourself
choice
on purpose. Yeah. Exactly right.
On
that note, I think it'll be terrible on the A-wing because of because of the choices you get with the A-wing.
Like especially because you've got heroic as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think on an X-Wing it might be okay.
Because the attack on the X-Wing, you're paying for a good attack with the X-Wing. You're paying for a ship with 3 red dice. If you are forced to shoot something that you don't want to shoot, a lesser priority target...
the X-Wing does have the either missile or cannon or something like that, so you do have...
They don't take it. They just don't take it these days. But if they did, yeah, I totally agree. But I think...
So it could open up something different.
But like if you're doing things like Fanatical, it sort of works to it's cross purposes with things like Fanatical. It could be instead of Fanatical. I really don't know. Like I honestly don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be best on an SF as of right now, but...
It's weird. It's so weird, isn't it? Yeah, SFs with missiles going forwards or backwards, like a range 1 to 2 missile, I can see. Yeah, I can see that being okay, and you fly them aggressively. Yeah. Yep, I agree with that. Generic SFs.
This is going to be great just simply because, it says initiative 3 or lower. It's going to force people to go with the generics. And it's going to open up a lot of stuff. Maybe 3 points? I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. I don't know either, Justin. But in any case, love the push. I love the direction this is taking the First Order in. The inclusion of these pilots and illicits especially, it's good. It's good. It's really solid design. I'm really impressed with what FFG did with this one. And can't wait to see it. We're probably not getting any more upgrades, but there might be 1 or 2 that haven't been revealed so far. But we'll see what happens. Comes out in just under a month's time. In any case, we have another month and 2 more articles to look forward to before this release. So fingers crossed, doesn't take too long.
We'll see you in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometime.
Come on, FFG, go week. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you, FFG.
How good would that be?
In any case, when it happens, me and Justin will cover that stuff. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, follow us, Twitter, Reddit, all that kind of stuff. It's the Facebook, all the social media
algorithm.
Stuff. The algorithm. Always with the YouTube algorithm. Just click all the buttons. Just comment. Hello, I am commenting 10 times. Don't do that. That's probably going to be bad.
It's a bit of spam.
Yeah.
Wouldn't like that.
Nah, I'll probably get filtered out.
Just a hello. That's nice.
Just a hello. Hello, how are you going?
Hello, everyone. I'd like a reply back, please.
Hello and goodbye. We'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.